Alright, here it is, day 2, week 2, lesson 2. I'm going in with some renewed enthusiasm after last week's terrible start. I received an email saying that I should be able to log in. IT has got it sorted, I should be able to log in. Bad news is that you can see the crime scene tape is still up. Killer of the chicken still at large. I mean, alleged killer. We don't know for sure. They're not releasing details of the crime. All we know, dead chicken, it was mutilated. That suggests that probably murder. Anyway, I've been watching some tutorials on YouTube for Toon Boom. Great series by this person here. I'll remember to add a link and stuff. And I'm not actually following along. I'm just watching it at 1.75 times speed, taking in information. It's probably not going to help me, but it gives me a bit of an understanding as to what's going on. It's not going to help me with today's lesson, because today we're doing something. I've looked at the lesson plan. It looks alright. There's more linked videos, but hopefully they're not terrible tutorials. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, it's still pretty dark, even though there's a few lights on. Could get stabbed.
You know, that actually wasn't too bad for a second class based on the first class. Oh, it went up like from here to here, which isn't a big jump, but it was okay. It was not terrible, and I feel like I was productive. I managed to log into my account because IT department was actually on staff and they reset my password, so that was good. I mean, it wasn't necessary, but hey, I can access my own little area on the computer, which is good. Other people are still trying me, testing me. It's just simple things like forgetting their own passwords, which they had to set. And the lecturer was like, you shouldn't do this, but you didn't write it down? It's like, no, I thought I'd remember it. It's not hard. Like, people who don't remember passwords, I don't know how they get through life. I mean, use a password manager even, something like that. I don't know. But that's irrelevant to the class. What was relevant though, at one point I stepped out of the room and then walked back in, and there was some random people there, and they looked at me and asked, "Are you the lecturer?" And I'm like, oh no, I'm old enough to be the lecturer. I mean, but the lecturer is younger than me. So I was just like, I am not. And then I pointed out the lecturer, which apparently I'm not meant to do. I'm not meant to address anyone who is at the door. That was what was drilled into us first lesson, but I forgot. We did a little bit of video watching, which, look, in school, that was the best thing ever, when the teacher would roll out the TV with a VHS player attached and stick in a tape and you'd watch a movie. But I can watch YouTube videos at home. It's what I've been doing. It's how I've been learning. And I find my own better YouTube videos, as previously mentioned. But then we did like a little quiz on Kahoot. I'd never even heard of Kahoot, but I'm guessing it must be a learning tool that all the kids use these days. And one of the students just outright refused to participate. Not because they didn't want to not partake in the quiz, they didn't want to use this Kahoot website. They were like, I'm totally against it, I refuse to use it. I don't know, maybe Kahoot killed their family. It's a possibility. It's a tough, sensitive subject for them. But look, you're there to learn, buddy. You're there to take part. It's what you got to do. And the lecturer's taken note of this sort of shit. You should be taking part, or at least contributing in some degree. But then we had a good chunk of time using the software. Now, I've been doing that at home anyway, animating a bouncing ball pretty much every day of the week, and I've still never been quite happy with it. And when the lecturer came over and saw what I was doing, he asked to see it, and I showed him, and I was like, I'm not really happy with it. It looks weird to me. There's some things that I don't like. And he sat there and watched it a few times, and he turns to me and says, "This is already pretty good. Maybe just change this timing based on physics and how things would react in real life." I'm like, okay. So I started again, redid it all, and then by the end of the session, he comes over and takes another look, and I still tell him my concerns, and he's like, "Dude, this is way more than what's expected anyway. This is great." So yeah, my concerns have been eased. So here's that bouncing ball, and I'm gonna leave it on the bouncing ball as we fade to black.
Not so good at this.